What if I told you you're not living your first life? Sounds crazy, right? But have you ever met someone who just knows things? Not in AI read it in a book way, but in a deep soul level. Eyes that saw it all kind of way. It's like they've walked through fire not just once, but many times. They listen more, they feel more, and when they speak, it's like an echo from another world. Maybe, just maybe, they're not new here. Welcome to a world where souls don't expire, they evolve. Where who you were before still whispers in who you are today. If you've ever felt older than your age, drawn to things you can't explain, or haunted by memories that don't belong to this life, you might just be a reincarnated soul. Let's dive deep into 9 real signs that reveal you've lived before. And today, we're unpacking the first 3, each one weirder, deeper, and more meaningful than the last. Sign 1, emotional depth that makes no sense. Ever felt like you're carrying emotions that don't belong to this life? You cry during a scene in a movie that others barely notice. You comfort strangers with words they didn't even know they needed. When someone's hurting, you feel it, not just observe it. It's like your emotional bandwidth is tuned to a different frequency, one that holds sorrow, joy, betrayal, love from 1,000 lifetimes. While most people react, you respond. You don't freak out in chaos. You become still. You don't give advice from a textbook. You speak from a place that feels ancient. People often say, you're wise beyond your years. But the truth? You're not just wise, you're experienced. You've seen wars and peace. You've been the betrayer and the betrayed, the ruler and the peasant. That deep empathy, it's not just who you are now, it's who you've been. Over and over again. Sign 2, you were born with skills you can't explain. Okay, let's be honest. Some kids just blow our minds. A 4-year-old playing Beethoven. A teenager painting like Da Vinci. Someone who picks up languages like they're collecting Pokemon. How? Not every gift can be chalked up to genes or environment. Sometimes it's just remembering. Reincarnated souls often carry spiritual muscle memory. Skills they've honed in previous lives bubble back up seemingly out of nowhere. Maybe you've felt this too. You touch an instrument and it just makes sense. You try a craft and it feels familiar. You draw, dance, or speak with a fluidity that surprises even you. It's like your soul whispered, "We've done this before." And no, this doesn't mean you were Mozart in a past life, though who knows? But it does mean your soul has picked up tools along the way, and they're resurfacing, ready to be used again. Sign 3, you're drawn to eras or cultures with no logical reason. Ever felt homesick for a place you've never been? You watch a documentary on ancient Egypt, and your heart beats faster. You see a sari, a kimono, or a Roman gladiator suit, and something inside you stirs. It's not admiration, it's recognition. Reincarnated souls often carry energetic ties to cultures, lands, or time periods where they once lived. It's like walking through a museum and suddenly feeling like you're the exhibit. You're not just interested in the culture, you feel it. You might even cry when you hear a piece of traditional music or get chills when you smell food from a certain region. It's not nostalgia, it's soul memory. Sometimes these connections are so strong, they push you to learn that language, travel to that country, or decorate your home in that style, and you don't even know why. But your soul knows. And when you get there, maybe to a temple, a mountain, or a street corner in a foreign land, you'll feel it deep in your bones. I've walked here before, and that's just the beginning. Sign 4, intense déjà vu that feels like time glitching. Okay, be honest. Have you ever walked into a place you've never been, but somehow you know it? You've felt it before, the déjà vu that hits so hard it stops you in your tracks. You look around and think, wait, I've seen this. I've lived this. I know what's coming next. It's not a vague feeling. It's like your soul is screaming, I've been here before. Reincarnated souls often experience frequent and intense déjà vu, not just the quick, oh weird kind, but the kind that makes your whole reality bend a little. And it's not just places. Sometimes it's people. You meet someone and instantly feel like you've known them forever. Or you say the exact same thing at the exact same time as someone else, and it feels like a replay. But from when? Maybe from another lifetime. Déjà vu could be your soul's way of nudging you. Hey, this moment matters. You've seen it before. Learn from it again. Sign 5, mysterious birthmarks or phantom pains. This one's wild, but stay with me. In many cultures, people believe birthmarks are more than just skin deep. They're marks of memory. Some say birthmarks can show where you were injured or how you died in a past life. Spooky? Maybe. But think about it. Why does someone have a mark exactly over their heart, and they've always had nightmares about being stabbed? Why does another person feel unexplained pain in their back, even though doctors say nothing's wrong? These aren't coincidences. They're clues. Reincarnated souls may carry soul scars, physical imprints, or phantom sensations that echo from previous lifetimes. The body dies, yes, but energy, memory, emotion, that sticks around. You might not remember being a soldier, or a healer, or someone who was betrayed, but your body might. And sometimes your soul leaves a little reminder on the surface, like a tattoo without ink, birthmarks, old injuries that make no sense, pains that aren't tied to anything medical. They're like echoes of who you were before becoming who you are. Sign 6, a deep, unshakable sense of purpose. Let me ask you something important. Do you feel like you're meant to do something in this life, even if you don't fully know what it is yet? Like there's a mission buried in your bones? Reincarnated souls often carry a strong inner compass. It's not always clear, but it's always present. You might have felt this since childhood. Maybe while others were chasing trends or popularity, you were quietly wondering, why am I really here? You might be drawn to healing others, creating art, protecting nature, exploring spirituality. And even if the world says that's not practical, something in you says, I have to do this. That's not just ambition. That's soul memory. See, reincarnated souls often come back with unfinished business. Lessons left half-learned. Stories waiting for a new ending. So they return, with a fire inside. They may not know the details, but they feel the urgency. They're pulled towards certain people, passions, or paths like gravity is guiding them. And that pull, that deep, persistent feeling that your life is part of something bigger, yeah, that's your soul remembering what it came here to do. Pretty deep, huh? And we're not done yet. Sign 7. Fears that make no sense in this life. Tell me, do you have a fear that seems completely unreasonable? Like, you've never had a bad experience with water, but the idea of swimming makes you panic. Or you're terrified of heights, even though you've never fallen. These aren't just random phobias. For reincarnated souls, they can be residue from trauma in a past life. It's like your soul still remembers a moment your body doesn't. Maybe you drowned, or fell from a cliff, or were trapped somewhere you couldn't escape. And now, in this lifetime, that old fear quietly tags along. These irrational fears often show up early, sometimes even in childhood, and they don't always make logical sense, which is why people brush them off or feel ashamed of them. But here's the truth. Your fear is not your weakness. It's your soul saying, I've been through this before. I'm still healing. And maybe, just maybe, This life is your chance to finally let go of it. Sign 8. Relationships that feel like you've known them forever, or always avoided them. Have you ever met someone and instantly felt like you've known them forever? Like there's a strange comfort in their presence, even if you've only known them for 5 minutes? Or the opposite, you meet someone and instantly feel a weird resistance, a wall you can't explain? Reincarnated souls often bump into familiar souls from past lives. It's what some people call soul groups or karmic connections. Maybe your best friend in this life was your sibling in another. Maybe the person who broke your heart today was someone you betrayed centuries ago. Wild, maybe. But think about it. Why do some relationships feel so intense, so magnetic, or so complicated even when they just began? It's not always about chemistry. Sometimes it's unfinished business. These soul connections often return to help us heal, grow, or finally break cycles that have followed us across lifetimes. That person who challenges you might be doing exactly what your soul needs, not what your ego wants. And when you meet someone and feel like your paths were meant to cross, it's probably because they already have in another time, another place, another story. Sign 9, a deep pull towards spirituality and inner growth. Let's be real. Not everyone cares about the big questions. But you've always wondered why we're here. What happens after death? What it all means. Even when you were young, there was this quiet curiosity inside you. A sense that this world is just one layer of something much bigger. You're not satisfied with surface-level answers. You crave truth, not just facts, but wisdom. You might be drawn to meditation, ancient texts, spiritual teachers, or mystical practices. You're not here just to make money or chase status. You're here to evolve. Reincarnated souls often carry the memory of spiritual journeys from their past lives. They've walked the path before, and now they're back to walk it again, just a little higher. That feeling of being different? That hunger for inner peace? That desire to connect with something beyond the physical? That's your soul talking. And it's telling you this: you didn't come here to start from scratch. You came here to remember. If you've resonated with even one of these signs, there's a good chance your soul is older than you think. But if you connected with many of them, then you're probably not living your first life. And you're definitely not here by accident. You've walked through time. You've carried love, loss, purpose, and pain across centuries. And now, in this life, you have the chance to awaken, to remember, and to continue your soul's journey. So the question isn't, have you lived before? It's, what are you going to do now that you remember? If you've made it this far, comment 100% below to show you're one of the awakened ones. And if this spoke to your soul, check out the next video on the screen. It might just unlock the next chapter of your journey. Thanks for watching and welcome back, old soul.